when the trade happened. I'm not jealous of him. He's not jealous of me. Um, and I think it shows on the court. I mean, obviously that can always creep in when you got, like you said, two alpha males and on the same team. But I think when you got two guys who are very selfless and want to win, as bad as both of us want to, the rest of it, goes away and just take care of itself. So, jealousy has never been a thing on our team from anyone. Everyone is extremely excited for the other guy. When guys get awards or accolades, our team, is the first one to congratulate them. So, and we make sure that we bring it up in film or after the game or whenever we see it. But no one is jealous of one another.
AD, you talked last night about how, there were the little nerves at first, but then once you start playing the game, they go away, and now you're just playing basketball. Today, and sort of preparing for game two, does it feel the same as it had felt in other series, or is there a difference for you because this is the finals?
Um, it was the same in other series. It was always at game one because you want to play so well and get off to a 1-0 start. But now, you had that game one. You had what it's going to feel like. You know what it takes. Now it's just about going out and competing at a high level. The adjustments you have to make. You know what you can do better. You know what you did well. And so for me, game two, I think will be a lot more easier for me from a nerve standpoint to just go out there and play.
Allison?
Jeff Zillgitt.
Anthony, I guess it's a follow-up on that first question on the jealousy angle. What's allowed beyond that, the friendship to flourish? I know you guys joked about stepbrothers the other night, but there's probably a serious component to the relationship that's made this work.
We hold each other accountable. When we watch film or even during the course of a game, if I did something wrong, he tells me. If he does something wrong, I tell him. And I think that's what makes it work. Knowing that we trust one another to make reads, to make calls, we're able to talk to one another. Some guys on some teams, are afraid to jump on the star player, and it's everyone on our team. Our team, a guy can tell a guy something, and we know it's coming from a great place, and we know it's coming from a guy who wants to win. So, but me and Brian has always been able to, communicate with each other about whatever it is on the floor, which I think helps us knowing that whatever he's telling me is coming from a good place, knowing that he wants to win. And then off the floor, we just, since I went to his camp, and then in 2012 on the Olympic team, we just kind of built that relationship, which kind of lasted until today.
All right, Dave McMenamin.
LeBron said part of the key to you guys' relationship that there is no jealousy. So, and this is meant to be in good fun. If you were to be jealous or envious of anything that LeBron has or is or does, what would it be?
That he has a ring. But he made a promise to me, and so far he's kept it. So hopefully I don't have to be envious of that much longer. But I want to win, and he has 3 of them. And so that will be the one thing for sure that I'll be jealous about.
Okay, Kyle Goon.
You have talked about how you picked up things from LeBron and sort of figured out your way along this playoff push. Do you feel like your effort in game one yesterday just reflects even personal growth, maybe in confidence, maybe in preparedness, or anything else from that game one when you played against Portland and you were just starting this run?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think our entire team has grown from, our first series until now. I think everyone's confidence is very high. I think guys know where they're going to get their shots. We know what we're doing on defense. Guys trust each other more. Guys are locked in more. And so it all ties together, when you get to this stage. And, but for me personally, having a team like this, a coaching staff like this, and a guy like Dubs, Bron, and Doe, and JR specifically, and Markieff, who always, instills confidence into me. I saw an article. Keith said, he thought the best player, even though we had Brian. He tells me that before every game. Every game since Keith's been on this team, before I go on the court, he always said, "You're the best player in the world." And having a guy constantly tell you that, it gives you enough confidence to go out there and just play. Play with the swag that you have. And when you have guys always talking to you in your ear about greatness and seeing Bron, how great he is and the things he do on the floor, and guys on our team as well who does great things on the floor. It makes you want to be better. It makes you want to fit in with that group. And so that's what I try to do, just go out there and play with a lot of effort, a lot of energy, knowing that it helps the team. The team start playing a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and it end up usually working out for us.
Take Dan.
AD, KCP is shooting like 45% from three. I think since the first game of the playoffs. How much has that spacing made life easier on you during this stretch?
Ton. He's been able to shoot the ball extremely well, and it created so much space for everybody. For me, Bron, Doe, AC, Markieff, when he gets it in the post, like, you can't help off of him. He's one guy. Danny, they're the shooters on our team, and those guys you can't help off of. And when we're making threes like that and scoring in the paint, we're able to beat you multiple ways. And especially when Miami goes zone, the best way to get a team out of his zone is shooting them out of his zone. If you're not getting to the paint, and like I said, KC hit those 2 big threes for us in the first quarter to get us going. If you don't make those threes, it could be a different game. So, the confidence we have in him, the confidence he has in himself to go out every night, locked and loaded, and ready to make big shots for us is key. And we're going to need that for the rest of the series.
Okay, back to you, Will.
All right, yes, I'll take 3 more. Alan Slewa.
AD, just want to get your thoughts on, we talk so much about what you do on the defensive side. How helpful is it with some of these role players? How much easier, I guess, does it make your job when KCP, Dwight Howard, Alex Caruso, you got a lot of guys obviously chipping in on the defensive side?
That's great. KCP and AC, specifically takes the role and the challenge of guarding the best player on the perimeter. Or the best shooter. I think they did a good job on Duncan Robinson last night, and Tyler Hero. He got going early, but they started to lock in to him. They take it personal. They don't want, guys scoring on them. And so, when you got guys like that on the defensive end, and then you include, a defensive player of the year in Dwight, and then a guy like myself and Bron and Doe, when we're all locked in together defensively, we're a better team. And, for us, it starts with defense to lead our fast break and lead our offense. So when we got guys coming out playing scrappy, playing tough on the defensive end, that's what we want. And we just try to make it harder for the other team.
Hey, AD, LeBron talked about in terms of his leadership how he doesn't like to just talk about it. He wants to be about it. What have you learned about the way he locks in and carries himself and approaches this time?
He's absolutely right. I mean, he'll say something, but at the same time, he even wants to make sure that he's short on the floor. If he's saying that he has to, be ready to move in rotation, in film or doing walkthrough, he's going to make sure he's there. And if he's not, it goes back to guys getting on him. and he says my bad, won't happen again, or he knows during the game like he tells everybody my fault. So we've never been a team to not preach, not do what